Welcome along to the Bunnings Warehouse Provincial Rugby Heartland Championship. We are coming to you live from a picturesque scene here at Boyd Park in Te Aroha. A bit cloudy, but otherwise a nice breeze and a great turnout of fans here to watch some rugby action get underway. Today we are bringing you live the Thames Valley Swamp Foxes versus King Country Rams. This is round 7. Joining me in commentary, my name's Reno Wilkinson. I've got Scotty Day. Hey, Scotty.
Good afternoon, Reno. Good afternoon, Ross. What a pleasure to be here again. The third time we've been fortunate enough to bring you live coverage of the Thames Valley Swamp Foxes this year, and can't wait to bring you today's broadcast. So good afternoon to you two fellas.
Yeah, look forward to it. Good afternoon, Ross Cooper.
Yeah, good afternoon, Reno and Scotty. It's a privilege to be here again, and of course a big day for the Union today with our Centurions celebrations. Earlier on we capped our 9 Centurions, and it was a fantastic occasion organised by Kelly Plummer, our president, to get all our Centurions in the same room together, apart from the late John Hodge and of course the late Kevin Handley, but their family were represented. So it was a wonderful session this morning, and a nice lunch and a good precursor to this game, Reno. It's a very important game for both teams. I know that King Country have lost, I think, between 24 and 30 players.
Wow. With
lockdowns and injuries. I was talking to Aaron Dunser, who's the father of one of the players who's playing, and Aaron's playing. He's a coach, but he's going to turn out just to keep the team together. So good on King Country, and I have to pay compliment to them for fronting. It was a long trip. They had to come via Taupo and get up here. It's amazing. So same with our guys, you know, there's lockdowns all over the place, and they're still playing particularly well, and it should be a good game, Reno.
Now, looking forward to it. It's going to be a great game, and it's a nice, lovely day here in Te Aroha. Scotty, just talking about the game itself, we are going to see the Thames Valley team run out in a significant jersey today. They've done this for the last few years. Already we can see some of the fans who are lucky enough to grab one of those jerseys during an auction over the previous years. There are some nice jerseys on display. It's all about recognising the kids and everyone that's associated with the Goldfield School in Paido.
Oh, it sure is, Reno. It's been a fantastic lead-in week. We've obviously had the release of the Swamp Foxes jersey, which they'll be playing in today, and it's just amazing. Just the relationship between Thames Valley Rugby Union, Goldfield School and the community. It's been said a lot during the week that that rugby isn't just a game, it's about the community, it's about the people involved, and really can't wait to see people really chipping in later tonight at the auction at Waiha Rugby Club, showing their support with all proceeds going towards Goldfield School. It's going to be awesome, and may long it can continue.
Yeah, no, it's a good relationship they've had over the previous years between Thames Valley and the Goldfield School, so it's good to recognise those students, everyone that works within the school as well. This jersey is actually designed by some of the people who go to Goldfield. You'll see some drawings on these that have been over the previous years, so it's a great way to recognise that, and their relationship just gets a lot more stronger. Good to see the Thames Valley boys go into the school and of course have some fun and be interactive with the school kids. Also on Trade Me, there's 3 jerseys that's currently available on Trade Me as well, so if you want a bid and you want to get your hot hands on one of these jerseys, do go to the Trade Me website. That's shared up on some of the links that are up on the Thames Valley Swamp Foxes Facebook page. We are coming to you live via the page as well, thanks to Ctas Live. Back here is, Scotty said, our 3rd game bringing you live. We're back again next week as well. But Ross, a special mention, you made a bit of a brief about that earlier before we kick off the game. Obviously the centenary, and just recognising those players, the captain, just a great way to start today's fitting.
Yeah, it was a special day really, because you know, anybody to play 100 games for any union, it's much easier if you're in a professional environment and you're getting paid. But these guys, you know, nearly 150 games, Brian Duggan, John Hodge, those names just amazing. You know, Took Sheehan, Jack Handley, the late Jack Handley, Butch Campbell, Richard Taylor, Roger Wilton, Psycho, and Onion, Aaron McDonald, and Harry, of course, one of the coaches. You know, I played with quite a few of those. I've coached quite a few of them. Just fantastic men, and you've got to look behind the records, you know, the wives and the kids that milked the cows and all those sorts of things that happened. Amazing accomplishment, and so for us today it was wonderful to be able to actually finally acknowledge their efforts by giving them a cap and a medallion with their Thames Valley number on it, which we announced today to those men. So it was a very, very special occasion.
Very special there as well. You can see the actual names that are in honour of these Centurions up on the live stream, by the way, as well. That recognises how many games they actually played for Thames Valley, what they scored in regards to points, drop goals, tries, conversions, penalties. Of course, David Harris, when you take a look at his record there over 11 years, 102 games, 11 tries, 83 conversions, 147 penalties, 1 drop goal. What hasn't he done, eh? What hasn't he done?
I'd just like to just point out a couple of things. Butch Campbell scored 14 tries in a season, which is still from the 1988 team, which I had the privilege of coaching, and you know, he still holds that record. And of course, Brian Duggan, 144 games, and of course he played 3 as a flanker, even though he was a second 5. So, you know, amazing records. Richie Taylor, another one. He was a member that in 3 teams that won the championship. So I don't think there's many players around that have played all 3 teams. So there's some fantastic records. 5 of them went on to coach Thames Valley or be part of a coaching team. So awesome thing to celebrate. And from my point of view, you know, I know all their nicknames, so it's great to see Onion and those fellas as well. Tookie Shea and all of those guys, unbelievable.
I know John Hodge actually used to be my neighbour just up the road as well. I know his son Matt coming from the US of A, obviously to you know, come and recognise his dad as such, as well as see the family, the Hanley family here as well, the Duggan family in the crowd, all the families here. Let's get into the teams, gentlemen. Let's start off with, of course, the teams that will be running out today for King Country. I'll give you a quick rundown who will be taking the field for King Country. Of course, Diego Rangi will be starting soon, but actually we'll go to Thames Valley. You want to do that one, Scotty?
Yeah, I'll do that. So in jersey number 1, Trinity McQueen getting his first start. Number 2, Sam Vandervalk. 3, Tahuia Kutia. 4, Cameron Drumgold. 5, Connor McVeary, the co-skipper. 6, Ben Stevens. 7, Frederick K. Fotofili. 8, Matty Axtons. 9, Ben Bonner, also co-captain. 10, Toddy Doolan. 11, Will Newbold with his first start. 12, Sam Guns McCann. 13, Harry Lafatuanai. 14, Joe Cook. 15, Tally Hemapo. Going on to the reserve bench now, we have in jersey 16, Cody Muir. 17, Josh Kahu. 18, Ryan Leopold. 19, Matt McCann. 20, Leroy Nels. 21, Sione Vakapuna Atoni. And in jersey number 22, we have Tavita Halafihi. And there you can see our long list of management. Reno, I'll pass it over to you, and you can do King Country.
All right, getting through to the King Country Rams today, starting in the forward pack there, front row, Hosavita Kuruki. Also hooker Chris Graves. Number 3 is Daniel Ross. In the locking role is father-son Aaron Dunster and Cruz Dunster. At number 6, Cesar Vosaki. He's the captain for today from the Taupo Rugby Sports Club. At number 7, Dion Peterson. Number 8, taking out the forward pack, is Reeve Satherley. Into the backs here from the halfback, Nathaniel Smith. At number 10 is John Ika. At number 11 on the wings, Josevata Malamoli. And also on the other wing is Alex Thrupp. In the centre pairing of number 12, 13, number 12, Jesse Douglas. Number 13 is Sio Tapili. And at fullback is Diego Rangi. In the reserves, Adam Morris, Nicholas Holt, Yahweh Yankee, Leverson Gowie, Jackson Tufala, Maximus Dunster, who is the nephew of course, of Aaron Dunster, and also to wrap up their 22 there is Stephania Tataka. So there we go, the coaching staff of Craig Jeffries and Craig Humbard as well. So that's your team for obviously today's game. Big matchup kicking off in a few minutes, but the officials.
Yeah, so today's referee travels to us from Taranaki, and for his first time will be refereeing a first-class match. So congratulations to Will Johnson on that achievement, but he'll be assisted by Ryan Rogers and Aaron Miller, with the match manager of Mike Dilnott, sub-controllers Wayne Berry and Glenn Jones, timekeeper Simon Craggs, and you'll see Miller Caxon as King Country enter the field. A big warm welcome to them at Boyd Park today, Reno. We always love this clash. They're our heartland neighbours. This game has been hotly anticipated over the course of the season, and it has done for many seasons. And as you can see on the points table, they might not be as close as they have in past years, but don't read too much into that, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be a tough clash and it's going to be physical.
Exactly. Look, we take a look a couple of weeks ago back when Buller came. They had nothing to lose. They gave it for about 60 minutes to the Swamp Foxes, nearly caused the upset. But one player goes off and it all turns around in the last 20. The Swampies come over the win after having another good win as well, by the way, down there in the Vin against Horowhenua Kapiti. But today it is all about the King Country Rams taking on our Thames Valley Swamp Foxes. You know a bit of history between the two teams there. Ross, there's been some good ding-dong battles over the years gone by.
Yes, and King Country, we must pay homage to them. They have still stuck to their guns. They've, as the Valley boys come out in their very, very special jerseys that they're wearing. King Country are a wonderful side, and they've had, according to Aaron, who's the coach, and he's also the father of one of the players, he's playing again today because they're so short on numbers. So it's just fantastic that they're here, and we welcome them. They are our Chiefs partners,
yep.
And it's a very, very strong connection between Thames Valley and King Country. And if you look closely at the jerseys, you can see that the Goldfields school have painted their jerseys with their faces, so it's very, very special, and we are very moved by the whole experience of having the jersey presentation before the game down in the players' room. So it was awesome to see those kids there and clapping and smiling and just being very humble. So it was a wonderful experience. But I'm looking forward to today's game. King Country never go away. They're a hard team to, and they'll fire into it. I think our fitness might be too much. And here we see one of the kids being wheeled out with the ball. It's very special, and it'll be a memory for their parents and this young fellow to be able to do that. So it's a wonderful, wonderful thing.
As you can see too, being pushed out, as you say, Ross, this special day today for the school, you can see them all here as well. Some of the teachers, parents of the kids who attend Goldfield School. There's a crowd, there's a lovely applause. We'll get the game underway very soon as well. So it's a great way to start the day. Just going back quickly on Aaron Dunster, 113 games for the King Country team. His son, Cruz, will be locking up with him, but also the nephew starts on the bench, Maximus as well. So hope you enjoy the day. It's a Dunster affair for the King Country team. It's only counting down seconds as our ground announcer gets us underway, and we get the game underway with a kick-off straight away from, of course, Todd Doolan.
Yeah, Toddy Doolan going deep there, getting deep into the Swamp Foxes half, and it looks like Mule Mule's going to carry hard and get back out of their 22. Nathaniel Smith actually played number 9 a couple of years ago for Whangamata in the Senior A competition in the Thames Valley, so an interesting note there. They'll look to exit, play a bit of territory early on, and they've done so. Ball's going to go down to Talihimapo, who, as he has done most of this year, is received well and put it back down in their own half. Rangi looking lively with ball in hand, takes the ball up, and King Country seem to secure it.
Oh, the big
Kuriki, he's a big man, isn't he, Ross?
He's a big unit, mate, and he did a good run up there and took a couple of Swamp Foxes to tackle him. But Thames Valley on the early attack here, Scotty.
Yeah, they are. Dunster's just got his hands on the ball for the first time, and King Country looking sharp. Good ball retention early on, but a turnover there for Tofili, but no advantage by referee Will Johnson in this. It's for not rolling away, so King Country will get an opportunity to exit out of their own half.
Got to say, we've got a good crowd here actually for the game today here at Boyd Park in Te Aroha. Not a bad day. It's a bit cloudy, a bit cooler than the last few games that have been here, but good crowd doing their little bit at the moment as well, and everyone's back in the horse over there. You can see the signs, Guns McGahn around as well as we find touch to get play underway. Ross Cooper, and looking forward to an exciting game, although only just over a minute and a half into it. Yeah,
it'll be an important ball here for King Country to get retained possession, first time inside the Thames Valley half. So it'll be interesting to see how the locks match up, or the jumpers match up with the line out about 10 metres outside our 22.
Good early dart by the new hooker Graves, who's come into the squad this week. The number 6 Vosaki, the skipper, he's going to carry hard all game, and well done there, but it's a turnover, and Ben Stevens will get his opportunity. First start in the Swamp Fox jersey for him. Bonner goes wide to Dromgold. Cook gets his hands on the ball early, which a couple of weeks ago he was barnstorming. He's offloaded it off to Dromgold. Takes it into that 5 metre channel, and quick ball's the theme early on. Backdoor ball. They go to Axtons. Misconnection there means Lafatu and I, but no advantage yet again. And Will Johnson's going to go back and give the Swamp Foxes an opportunity to plug the ball deep into their own 22.
Just looking at the line-up there of Thames Valley backs and forwards, they just got their timing out a little bit, and Maddie Axton's missed pass to the wrong person, so that was a bit of a shame. But nevertheless, it looks like they're going to have a shot at goal to get some early points.
Doolan, he's going to be taking a shot early on. Obviously, Doolan, he was missing for 2 matches at the middle point of the season, but he's been very accurate from the boot, and I don't want to jinx him, as I have done so far this year, but he's been very accurate, and it's a good weapon for the Swamp Foxes to possess.
Kicked really well down in Horowhenua Kapiti last week. Great player, actually. He's very calm, collected, and that was a promising break out of our 22 there from the line out. And, you know, I'm expecting King Country to put up a reasonable fight, but if I'm completely honest, I think the Thames Valley boys might be a little bit better in the fitness stakes.
Yeah, the Swamp Foxes, they won't want to set goals too far ahead of them, Ross, and you know, they'll just want to keep the scoreboard ticking early on this match. Scoreboard pressure does things to teams, and I think if they can bank a couple of early threes, it'll do a lot for their confidence.
Here we go. First points for today's action here at Boyd Park. 3 points to Thames Valley. King Country yet to score, all the only early days, not even 5 minutes in today's game as well. Just a reminder as well, if you're online, good to have you online. Share some of the comments if we can get access to those. We will share some of that just to give recognition from where you may be watching, whether it's up and down the country or overseas. But we get underway with the kickoff for King Country.
Deep into their own half, and Bonner recollects, and Doolan's going to put it back to where it's come from, but it's been deflected, so everyone's on side for the Valley, and that is a bit of a mishap there, and Cook's going to play on. Advantage, well done there by the Swamp Foxes, but off his feet means there'll be no advantage, and Will Johnson's going to go back for a scrum for a knock on there. But early on, it's a bit hectic, and both teams will want to get settled, Ross.
Yeah, I just, once again, the old bogey going off your feet at the ruck time, I just think they just need to go back to basics there. Another penalty, but we had the advantage anyhow. So look carefully at the scrums. They look fairly, what's a nice word, chunky in both teams, especially the King Country front row. So it'll be interesting to see how the scrum performs, and whether we exit with a kick or we attempt to run it.
Prime opportunity to run out of their own half here, and it does seem like there is a stiff southerly going on, so it's going to make kicking interesting in these conditions. Bonner feeds off to McCann, who carries all day, and he hasn't been around the last couple of weeks, so he'll be hungry. Stevens carrying on, can't quite get the offload away, much to the disgust of Tally Hemipo, but Trin McQueen, he's been a strong ball carrier coming off the bench so far this season, and McVeary tucks and puts the ball under his elbow. They go back door, so they're obviously wanting to go to width, but Doolan, he plugs it deep into the 22, and it might be a 50-22 here, and it is. Ryan Rogers with his flag up, so it won't be a try to Joe Cook, but it will be a 50-22, and it will be a Swamp Fox line-out.
Looked exciting then, Scotty and Ross. Obviously, Joe just keep chasing the ball there as well. He thought he was in for the first try of today's match, but yeah, the referee out the far side, flag up in the air. Let's get set for another line-out. Thames Valley ball here going into the line-out, and here see what the boys can do from here, and looking like the back line's getting set there, Scotty. Looking like they want to run it and go width again.
Yeah, Vandervalk, he's been very accurate so far this season, and a nice little option there. They're not looking to drive, they look to go wide, and they work around the corner through Kutia, who's carried strong. He's a strong individual. Good work at the breakdown there by the Valley, but it has got a bit messy, and Bonner's been taken, and there'll be a penalty right out in front of the sticks. Ross, what do you think's going to happen here?
Well, if we're true to form, they might take the points, but it's a very... quite a nice place to have a scrum, in my opinion. But we'll see what happens. It look like they're going to be build points, which is sensible. I enjoyed that little phase build-up. They took their time, very accurate, and it was a messy last ruck where King Country infringed, but looks promising, and they're just building pressure slowly during the game. The penalty's right, just about right in front, Reno. So you expect this one. I don't want to jinx him, but he's a very good goal kicker.
He'd get this with his eyes closed, mate. So, yeah, pretty straightforward, I would guess, for Doolan here as well, as we are only in the 8th minute of today's game. Should be just about 3 points, so we should see basically Thames Valley 6-0 at the moment.
Yeah, good retention from the Swamp Foxes. That's what's impressed me, and we've commentated games where they haven't been so tidy as Doolan takes the kick and hooks it over. 6 points to 0 lead after 8 minutes. But just going back to the breakdown, and it's been an interesting topic of discussion this year in the Heartland Championship, especially around people leaving their feet and coming from outside of the gate. But the Swamp Foxes early on have been a lot more accurate in that department.
It's a good choice to Reno, isn't it, to build pressure through the scoreboard. Scotty's talked about it. Quite a deep kick just into the 22, and looks like Thames Valley are going to run it out.
Yeah, carried in by Cook. Hands on the ball early for Cook. And Axtons makes a break. He's slipped away and he continues through a good leg drive there. Quick ball, Bono will want, and Doolan, he tucks and goes himself. Strong fend by the man, and Hemapole gets the ball. Disconnection there. Leaves Harry Lafatuanai to carry it up, and tackled there by Ika, the first 5/8 from King Country, and they go to width. Axtons, I think he was catching his breath after that last run, and Vandervalk, the charger, he's been taken in a good tackle there by Thrupp.
Fred the Needle coming off the sideline just to reset the ruck again. A little bit difficult to see through our cameramen who are right in front of us, but the backs are into action again. And it looks like we're going to build a pretty... Oh, that was a great tackle.
Yeah, some heavy contact early on, gentlemen. You can hear it from up here, but Swamp Foxes will want to get that point of attack away. And Ben Stevens, who's got gas to burn, they get it out to Cook. We've said his name a lot early on in the broadcast. Gets it to the 5 metre channel, so they are taking King Country from side to side. But Bonner, he's going to scrape through, and he's just been taken out. Unfortunately, Ryan Rogers with his flag up over there. But Swamp Fox is looking dangerous early on, aren't they, gents?
They are. They definitely are there, Scotty and Ross. Maybe we talked about it earlier in the piece as well. Their scrum might have come to some big points, but they are on attack, hot on attack, right there in the corner of King Country. Yet to throw it in now and get underway. See what they're going to do with Chris Graves, who's playing at hooker today for the Rams. As the ball gets ready to go in, right down the back.
Slight knock on there, so that will give King Country a nice easy way to get out. But look, King Country, I think on defensively they need to get their line speed up. They're giving the Swamp Foxes too much of an opportunity to probe and offload, so maybe looking at a bit of tackle technique, but also line speed and connection. Otherwise, I think the Swamp Foxes are looking very dangerous on attack, and warning signs are that if they don't stop it, the Swamp Foxes could run riot.
Yeah, and I think that's a point of difference, isn't it, between the two teams, is the fitness levels. It's standing out already. Swamp Foxes are looking to drag them wide and set up the ball through 2 or 3 rucks and then go back the other way. So it's quite taxing on King Country. But very, very important scrum here for King Country to get a good set and clear their goal line. I'm not sure they're going to run it. I can't see the cameraman's in the road here in front of me, but we're the first 5 standing, so it will be interesting to see whether they run it or whether they kick it. I do notice on the blind side that the blind winger for King Country has got a free rein because the Thames Valley winger has gone right back. So I hope Bonner covers that point. But they're coming this way, so it's all right.
Yep, they're going to run it.
Satherley's done well to take it off, and Ika, he's done well, Reno, to get the ball off. And the second 5/8 there, Douglas, carries forward. First time he's touched the ball, and Smith goes box kick style, and Hemapo's done a great job. A fellow Taumaranui mate of his takes it in and manages to offload, and Newbold getting his first start in the Swamp Fox jersey, doing very well there to keep that ball alive. And Kutia, he knows one way, and that's forward, and he's taken in a good tackle there by Tapili. Offloads, and Lafatuanai, the speedster. Cook takes it in, and he's been taken in a good shot. Bonner looking to recycle. Fotofili, Big Fred. He loves a carry. Oh, no, go backdoor. It's a nice set piece. And Doolan passes it off to Newbold, and that'll be the easiest try that he ever scores in a Swamp Fox jersey. Well done, and good vision there from the Swamp Foxes.
Great try, Scotty. Both the carries were direct and straight, sucking in the big forwards from King Country and cleaning them out and then going wide again. So I love the pattern from Thames Valley Reno. They're sticking to their guns, and the carry people are running very, very straight. And to me, it's just a simple pattern, but it is working.
It is working out wide there, Ross, and you hit it real well on the head actually earlier in the piece as well. I think the fitness level of the two sides are going to come through the majority of this game, and as you say, Will Newbold as well, his first start in the game on the wing then, like Scotty said earlier in the piece, most sure one of the easiest tries he will ever get, but defence just didn't quite hold them together for King Country. For all of you who are watching the live stream from back home, good to have you on board. Thanks to Ctas Live bringing you the live stream here at Boyd Park as we get ready for the conversion to be lined up by Toddy Doolan. Good long pass from Toddy out to Will in that piece as well, and then we saw Will, mum and dad jump up in the air in the grandstand, just happy for their son.
It's lovely being a parent of a rep player, isn't it, to see the parents and the grandparents and everybody celebrating their son's achievement. It's so neat, and it's an experience that I've actually had as well, so it's wonderful. And this is quite an easy kick, but I don't want to jinx him, but I'm expecting this to go over.
Just touching on the crowd and people here, it's probably not evident on the live stream, but a really good show of people coming to support the Swamp Foxes this week, so good on you. But good on you for tuning in on Ctas and listening to us, buggers. Nudges it, but unsuccessful to the right, Ross. We'll blame that one on you.
I'll wear that one. Just while we've got a break in commentary, I just want to put it out there. On Friday the 26th and Saturday the 27th of August 2022, we have our 100 years celebration of Thames Valley Rugby. I'll give the dates again just before the kickoff. 26th, 27th of August 2022.
Ika goes deep. Bonner, he's going to take it and kick himself. And Swamp Foxes will be happy with that exit going into what seems to be a little bit of a stiff breeze. So not attacking like they have done the last couple of kick receives, but King Country, they'll be happy, and a good opportunity for them to attack for the first time in the game.
Yeah, but good exit, wasn't it, Scotty? You know, straight out and back to halfway. So they can have a crack at this throw if they get up. You never know, they might be able to disrupt it. Oh, poor support there from King Country, let him fall.
Good dart by Graves. Ika off to Tapili. First time he's had his hands on the pill, but he's been stripped, and it's given the Swamp Foxes a good opportunity to counter-attack, and Lafatuanai takes that point of contact away from King Country. Good work at the breakdown yet again, but no, off his feet. So Will Johnson, he is going to go hard. I have seen him ping once before this penalty, similar sort of, so he's setting the standards early, which as players you want from a referee.
Just looking from here, he looked like he came in from the side as well. So, you know, we've harped on about this, haven't we, Reno? It's been a problem all year, but I love their attitude. They got the turnover and looked to go wide, and Harry Lafatuanai made a great break, so it's promising.
As it gets set for the line, nearly at the 10-metre line on the King Country half. Graves throws it in, and yeah, finally picked up there by the number 3. You'll notice a change here. Kuruki's wearing number 3 instead of 1 today as well. So off they go again, back into Smith, out into the captain, who takes it up strong there, Vosaki.
Vosaki, he's been strong watching Main Freight Rugby this year. He's been a shining light in King Country's squad. They go backdoor to Thrupp. Thrupp, who's played some good footy this year as well. They get the ball out to Mulimuli. And he carries hard and takes a good tackle there by Ben Stevens. They'll recycle, and Smith barking at his forwards, and Dunster, the man, the 113 cap veteran, he carries forward and earns a penalty for his team.
Yeah, good run there by the assistant coaches, by the way. Assistant coach out there, he's playing number 4, his son playing Nixon Cruz Dunster, and he's got the nephew coming in from the reserves, Maximus Dunster. So the Dunster family back home there will be excited seeing their family out there as they go and kick down just about close to the Thames Valley try line. Yeah,
good kick into the corner, so let's see if King Country can build an attack here. It's a good attacking position as we see a change happening.
An early substitution, I'm assuming injury related. Harry Lafatuanai leaving the field, which means Will Newbold will push in, and a bit of a reshuffle, which we'll try and get to you guys soon on the live stream. But looks like a or maybe a hamstring there from Lafatuanai, unsure, but body language suggests so.
Yeah, I did see Halavili take off for a bit of a warm-up only a couple of minutes ago while the general play was going. I thought something must have been up there when he was running up and down the back of the Thames Valley trial, and I think this is going to be a change coming up real soon. So not too sure what the injury is to Harry at the moment. We'll get their work done. It looks like Will's going to go out onto the right wing, and looks like Joe Cook's going to come in and play centre.
Satherley taking the ball, and their connection's been really good, but it's been messy, and it has been disrupted by the Swamp Foxes, so well done to them. But King Country, they're winning the ball, but they're not quite working with it, are they, Ross?
No, it got very sharply turned onto a maul, and Thames Valley disrupted it, as you say. And I think it was smart play by Thames Valley, in fact, you know, to get your hands on the ball, turn it into a maul, and then you can get the turnover. So well done, Thames Valley. I'm not sure what's happened to Harry Lafatuanai. He's a key man, but I think he's got a hamstring or something.
Don't be surprised if the Swamp Foxes crash and then come to the left here, ladies and gentlemen. Attacking mindset, but their scrum's gone backwards a bit, and McCann carries and takes two in the tackle. Looks like Peterson was in a good position, but he's been taken out. McVeary, love to know the amount of carries he's made this season, but it's been turned over. It was offside. I think he did jump the gun there, but look, the Swamp Foxes, ill-discipline. It just gives them an easy option, lads, to get out of their own half, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does, and to be quite honest, it wasn't marginal. So you know, that's an expensive mistake, and you can't afford to do that. You're just giving up field position.
Yeah, it doesn't look like Doolan's put the ball out, though, and it has been taken by Malimole. He's a big man for an outside back, and he's carried it into the 10-metre, onto the 10-metre line, and Ika, no support really, but he's found the number 8, Reeves Satherley. Good recycle. Good break there by the man who gave away a penalty, but it has been a forward pass, and Swamp Foxes again will get an opportunity.
Interesting to see King Country moving the ball. Some of their forwards are sucking the big ones, I have to say that, but they're managing to move it, and you know, they'll be sticking to their pattern and hopefully gel together quickly, because they, as I said, they've had quite a few changes from lockdown situations in King Country.
Yeah, King Country really promoted that tight head before, so they'll be looking to do the same. Swamp Fox scrum has been a bit of an issue for them this season. There has been a lot of work done on it. Bono with clean pill, and Halafihi, the new man, onto the field, taken in a good tackle by Ika. Bono barking to get his lads around. And Stevens, he's isolated, so a good jackal here, but Trinity McQueen's done well to get into position. Cook pops it over the top. Hemapo going wide, and a nice little cut there, who's just been punched in the face by what it looks like, and Newbold kept the ball alive. Cops another one to the dome. I'm glad I'm not Will Newbold at the moment. Looks like he's doing UFC. Doolan goes back door, guns McCann, beats the tackle, got space outside him. Halafihi passes it off to Dromgold. No, he doesn't, sorry, he dummies. Sold me for everything he wants. Doolan, he's in a good playmaker's position at the moment, continuing to get his forwards into space. Good leg drive there by McVeary. One more play, looks like they could be in. And Doolan's going to do it all himself. And is he? He does. Doolan, well done. Good individual effort. Gents, we've seen it many a times before. Doolan, he knows how to find space and he knows how to score tries.
Yeah, great try there. Great build-up, great option taking. Every now and again they straightened it and took the ruck, and quick ball, Reno. And, you know, it's wonderful to see Thames Valley with their pattern. They take the energy, they take players out by setting the ball up and then go wide, and good hands. And I think he had a 2 or 3 man overlap as well.
You know, I was waiting for you to say the comment at the end too, Ross. Get it out wide, get it out wide. I thought we got him out wide. We've been doing the out wide attack all game so far, and the man kept it to himself and scored him a try as well. Now he's going to convert the try. Is young Todd Doolan, and he's an exciting player. Brings a lot to the number 10 jersey for the Thames Valley. Just quickly while he's lining up that kick, talking of the jersey, it's in regards to the Goldfield School in Pydal as well. You'll see some of the artwork that's on the jersey. Go to the Thames Valley Swamp Foxes Facebook page. There are 3 links to Trade Me. You can actually purchase one of those jerseys, or win the bid, I should say. But looking forward to the auctioneer and get underway. So Toddy Doolan, the try scorer, is getting ready to hopefully convert his try. And the flags go up here at Boyd Park, and we see the score line 18-0 at the moment to Thames Valley with the next part of the game to get underway as well. So it's a special day, special occasion with the charity jersey, but also earlier in the piece today, Ross Cooper was part of a significant event where we celebrated the Centurions as well. And
of course we're playing for the Centurions Cup,
yep,
which is, as we said before, is a cup that goes to both teams. So whoever wins it holds it.
McVeary, the man who got very close before, he carries it off. He takes about 4 men to tackle him, the workhorse from Mercury Bay. And Axtons, who's broken a few tackles so far, he's taken high and he's going to get a penalty advantage for his team. So why not have it go from here? And Doolan, that strong fend, he puts that into action, and drum goal's taken and a good tackle by Nathaniel Smith, the halfback, and play on. Doolan again. Geez, I'm saying his name a fair bit, and I'm sure Kelly Plummer will later as in his match report as well. But no advantage. They're going to go back for the high tackle, and yet again, ill discipline. It's giving the Swamp Foxes an easy out, and they're going to hopefully put the ball into touch and go into a line out.
Yeah, it's how can we say this nicely? King Country are just starting to transgress a bit, aren't they, Reno? And one of the things that you've got to do is get your tackles down, stay on your feet if you're going into a ruck, not go past the ball and onto the ground. So all those things are starting to magnify, and Thames Valley are getting some quite easy exits out of their territory.
Yeah, the King Country boys looking like they're getting frustrated in the game already, and we're not even near halfway at the moment, so you can see the frustration levels. They're ill-disciplined by the boys from the Rams from King Country just coming into play, which is obviously saw the penalty for the Valley boys to fine touch as we get ready to throw it in. Looking like the referee already wants the line tied out, another ball on there, so 2 balls there on the field as we get ready to throw in by Vandervalk, and let's get play underway.
5-man line out, so look for some crash ball in midfield.
Quick pelt, as they've done a lot this year. Doolan, messy, very messy in fact, and Thrupp tidies it up in the midfield, and they'll go the same way. Vosaki off to Ika, the loan out of Hawke's Bay. Satherley popping a ball that probably didn't need to be popped, but it's worked out for Muli Muli. Nope, it didn't work, beg my pardon, and unfortunately for Satherley, probably a carry would have been the best option there, but look, King Country, I can't say they've played too badly this in the game so far in the first 25 minutes, but they're making stupid decisions, and it's costing them. It's costing them with possession, and it's costing them with territory, and the Swamp Foxes, they'll be wanting to make them pay.
Yeah, and to be fair, to make a comment on the Thames Valley backline at the moment, a little bit of disconnect there. They just need to settle it down and not force the passes, in my opinion. Not that I'm a back, and I don't know too much about the art of back play, but it just looks like it's a little bit disconnected.
I'm not a back either, Ross, but sometimes I think I am. Oh, they go back door, which probably surprises them. Himapo, he's got good hands, but Halafihi, unfortunately, he's not taken his eyes off the ball, as simple as it sounds. He's looked up, he's seen a lot of space, and unfortunately, ball goes to ground. So both teams making a handful of errors, and it's unfortunately for us on the live stream disrupting the flow of the game.
Yeah, I just think they're just forcing the passing a little bit too wide, and when you do that, it tends to drop, and you have a little sneaky look. We don't need those long, wide passes. I know the endeavours there, they're sticking to their pattern, but you know, I think at this stage these unforced errors are just costing Thames Valley a little bit. You know, when they have overlaps and have created them. So just settle down, get a little bit closer together, perhaps in the back line, and make sure the passes stick, and then build it up, build a bit of pressure.
Just to counter that, Ross, I mean, you can see what they're trying to do. They're trying to create one-on-ones on the outside, and, you know, good on them for doing it. But I do agree that for you and I up here, it's easy to say, but maybe bringing it in a bit closer is the sensible option. Smith, he'll feed the scrum for King Country. Be interesting to see what King Country have got here. Under a bit of pressure, but it gives King Country a good platform. And it gets wide, and they get it to Josivata Malimoli. He gets a one-on-one. He keeps the ball alive, and Smith, he guns it back. Ika gets it off to the skipper, who goes backdoor to Sio Tapili. Thrupp, making the most of ball in hand. Thrupp, he goes forward. Thrupp actually playing not too far from here, playing for Matamata Sports this year. Good tackle there. Unsure who made it, but the hooker Graves, he crashes and goes forward. Looks like Bonner had his hands on the pill, but no, nothing there. And Sio Tapili, he's found a bit of space. The speedster, geez, he's looking dangerous with ball in hand. Nathaniel Smith under the post. King Country back in the game, back on the scoreboard. Nathaniel Smith, good try there, all set up there by Sio Tapili. King Country showing when they have ball in hand, Reno, they can do the job, can't they?
Oh, especially Tapili, he showed his strength as well, and the man on the feet that's so strong there in the centre, and just wanted to get there and sub. But obviously we saw Nathaniel Smith, who played a couple of vital points in the earlier play to the build-up to that try as well. Some big long passes right across, and ball actually landed hand right across out wide there, and it was a good attack actually by King Country. You know, a good try for them. They needed the points on the board. It's 18-5 with the conversion by the number 10 Ika, and it goes right down the middle, and we said 18-7 at the moment. Ross Cooper.
Yeah, that'll give Thames Valley a bit of a wake-up call, won't it, gents? Because one of the things that are happening is that when you expect things to happen, the unexpected happens sometimes, and good on King Country. It was a well-constructed try right under the post, and they deserved that try. Disruption, of course, with Harry Lafatuanai going off, so there's been a bit of a rejig in the Thames Valley backline, but that's not an excuse. They just need to settle it down and get their balls on the hand and maintain the ball for a period of time.
Doolan for the first time in the game, he'll start things off, and he's gone long, so here we see, ladies and gentlemen, a little bit of a change in form. So it shows when you have the ball, it's a much easier game, isn't it, gentlemen? And Todd Doolan, he's pushed a couple. He's pushed a couple of deep kicks today, but he wouldn't have been wanting that off his restart.
No, and not the best response to a try under our goal line and under the post. So, yeah, I'm a little bit disappointed with that restart. They just need to get back and settle it down, Thames Valley. But good on King Country. You can see the endeavour, and they deserve full credit for that try. And Thames Valley are going to have to work hard to defend and get the ball back.
Right on halfway, Smith gets ready to feed the scrum, and looking like King Country going to do a big plan of attack here as well. But mind you, a big strong scrum by Thames Valley, picked up by their number 8. Sadly, he has a good dart up the middle there.
Ika getting there quick, gets the ball off to second 5 Douglas, who gets it away to the wing Malimoli, who's been dangerous with ball in hand early on. Peterson met by good line speed and Fotofili. Goes to the big man in number 3, Kuruki, sorry. Ika commanding, they go wide. Maybe obstruction, but no, referee plays on. Again, oh, there's Dunster, the big man. Satherley taken. Vosaki, the skipper. Not often he doesn't make the gain line, but met in a good tackle by Ben Stevens. Good work to keep getting the ball back, King Country. Doing some good work at the breakdown. Thames Valley just slowing the play down at the moment, giving them time to set. And here we go, King Country. They've gone over the top, knocked on by the Valley, play on. Drum goal in a good jackal position, but no advantage played. And the referee, Will Johnson, is going to go back. But there's been a bit of a scuffle on the ground, and looks like Cam Drumgold's right in the middle of it.
Bit of handbag stuff there, and there's punches being thrown, so the referee will have to take some action here, I'm sure. But guys just need to get their mind on the job, in my opinion.
That wouldn't be Thames Valley versus King Country. That wouldn't be a fight, would it, gents? Nah, of course, it's a little bit of niggle, and you know, we talked about it earlier. It probably hasn't been the season that King Country would have wanted, and they'll know that they're not out of this game. You know, they're well and truly in it, and they'd love to beat their heartland neighbours of the Swamp Foxes, but penalty, and it's going to be interesting to see what they do here.
Yeah, looking at the captain, looks like he wants the points. You know, let's get another 3 points on the board. Nearly half time. We'll be within it for the second half as well. There's their first five, John Ika, who's on loan from Hawke's Bay as well. The strong-looking first five, just waiting to line up the goalpost and getting ready, hopefully, for all the King Country Rams fans, that he gets the 3 points to narrow that gap. It's only like 8 minutes away from half-time here at Boyd Park in Te Aroha. A bit of a windy day out there, gentlemen. The wind's going one side to the other, as we saw with the kick-off there from Toddy Doolan before, and we'll see what brings in the second half in regards to the wind. So Ika just lined up the ball and hoping to put it right down the middle.
Penalty successful. Ryan Rogers and Aaron Miller lifting their flag, and that takes the score out to 18 points to 10 to Thames Valley after 32.5 minutes. Just talking on history since the start of the Heartland Championship, the teams have played each other 18 times. King Country winning 9 of them, Swamp Foxes winning 8 of them, and there's been a draw, so obviously it is a very close historic clash. And Doolan, he doesn't make the same mistake twice and puts one up high. Ooh. Too much for Vosaki. Bonner keeps the ball fresh, and Hemapo, they want to get the ball wide, stretch the defence, but again, disconnection. It'd be frustrating the coaches who are sat right in front of us.
It's frustrating for us, Scotty, isn't it?
It is, because you can see what they're trying to do, Ross, but execution at the moment, seriously, it's not working for them, and you know, they are trying to go wide, which I love to see, and it is a spectator thing.
It's an interesting concept, isn't it? Because they're wanting to go wide, but they're actually missing out passes. I believe they need to just put it through the hands, run straight, draw and pass, and just build up the phases. But they just look like, to me, just going wide a little bit too often and missing out too many people. Now, I understand the logic, but the execution isn't exactly accurate enough at the moment. So they just need to bring it back down, settle down, take it, build up the phases, and then attack. And perhaps that when they get a turnover, they just need to go in and set it up. But good attacking line out here at the Thames Valley Ball, so we'll see what happens, Reno.
Yeah, Van der Valk getting ready to throw it into the line out as well. Full line out, by the way, for both teams, and we'll see what happens here. It's going to go to the middle or down the back, down to the back to Futafili, who gets it right out. Here's the back line move again. What are they going to do here? Get it out wide. Ball in hand is what you talked about, Ross Cooper. They keep it in hand. Here's Cook, who's playing centre now, goes up there and obviously lays it back there for Bonner, co-captain Ben Bonner, to get it back out to the back line.
McVeary trucking forward, and again continuing, but another mistake. Low pass, and Guns McCann, neither option but a knock on there. So unfortunately, again, I don't think we've seen the Swamp Foxes go past 5 phases over the last 15 minutes, and it's reflecting on the scoreboard.
I'm sure the coaches are feeling it too up here in the grandstand just in front of us. But once again, the second man play and third man plays that they're putting together just aren't working at the moment. The way they built up that passing phase across the paddock was much better. So they just need to revert back to what they were doing at the start of the game. Good on King Country, they're putting the pressure on, so we're in for a little bit of a hectic time, about 4 minutes before half-time, Reno.
Yeah, that's right, Ross. Things are looking pretty good for Thames Valley. It's just that execution, as you say, the ball in hand is Smith. Smith feeds it into the scrum. Their big stable scrum by both teams picked up there, and Smith's going to drill it down. Let's get back and play in the Thames Valley half, and he finds it down there in the 22. So options played well by King Country. And they just want to play the half hour to get down to the Thames Valley half and stay at the scoreline. If they can get more points, they'll be happy. I think they'll be comfortable with the 10-18 scoreline at the moment. Only 8 points in it. We'll see what that second 40 does. Only 4.5 minutes go to half time. We are in the referee's hands at the moment as Van der Valk gets ready to throw back into a line out.
They're wanting a safe exit here. They won't want to be risking any of their wide play this far out from their try line. They've taken the ball back so they can't kick out on the full. And Guns goes in between the two defenders and causes a bit of havoc. McQueen Haven't said his name in a while, but gets his hands on the ball, and there is a lot of space to the right, but slow at the breakdown. And Doolan, he's going to put it deep, and Rangi's going to have to look at options, and he passes it off the Thrupp. Thrupp, he goes straight up the middle. He's met in some strong defence by two of the or three Swamp Foxes there. Dan Ross out of Taumaranui wanting his hands on the ball, a strong scrummager. But no, it goes to Ika. He's going to carry himself. Looking a bit unorganised at the moment, King Country, and so they put it to the toe. Hemapo, gee whiz, does he cover ground well, and he's going to pass off. Doolan, again, they go to width. Halafihi, he's been a danger man for the Swamp Foxes so far in the Heartland Championship. They come blindside. Bonner looking dangerous, but Van der Walt cleans up. Van der Walt keeping the ball alive, and he's offloaded well. Graves making the tackle there, the hooker who came into the squad this week, as I touched on earlier in the broadcast. Guns McCann. Fotofili, he straightens up. Will Newbold screaming for it, not quite getting the ball, hands on the ball as he was wanting. Oh, Doolan. They go back, and Hemapo, the speedster. Will Newbold wanting his second. Will Newbold obviously on the right wing, as Reno said before. Joe Cook moving to centre, but there has been a knock on, and it's going to be again an easy alternative for King Country to get out of their own half. So better play there by the Swamp Foxes. Better phase play, but unfortunately let down by another mistake.
Yeah, ball in hand.
That was much better, Reno, wasn't it? Ball in hand, and they ran straight and hard and created the gaps on the outside. And, you know, we've talked about this in the past. Patience is a great thing when you're playing the game, and just to not force those passes under so much pressure. So that was a very, very good response by Thames Valley.
John Nika, first five for King Country, took a little head knock there early in the piece as well with the Thames Valley winger, Halafihi. So he's just made himself back to the position where he would play, obviously, as they get ready for a scrum. I actually hold up for a little bit here as well. Both teams like you say, having a little water break at the moment. The water boy running on for the Valley boys at this stage, so they just got together. Must be something else going on over there that we can't quite see at this stage, but we'll get the game up and going. Only a couple of minutes away from the half, but this is that opportunity while they're in a bit of a break, as Ross Cooper alluded to earlier on. Next year in 2022, it is a celebration for Thames Valley. The centenary, the big years coming up as well, so plenty going on there to look forward to. All of those dates are all on the Facebook page, no doubt, every around that. So, you know, as we go and have a look for it as well, plenty going on there. The dates, remember, is August 26, 27, so Friday, 26 Saturday, 27 August, 22, say those dates. The Thames Valley Rugby Union reunion, big day. What going to be held here in Te Aroha at the Silver Ferns Event Centre, so look forward to that.
Yeah, just touching on that, Reno, obviously an awesome opportunity next year for Thames Valley to celebrate their 100th year, and you know, we celebrated our Centurions this year. Many of them will be there, and so for us, we do have a lot of planning to do towards it. So there is an online registration available for you on the Thames Valley Swamp Foxes website. So go plug your details in and be part of Thames Valley history, Ross. Yeah,
and I'll also add that it's King Country's 100 years next year as well. So if you played for King Country or Thames Valley or had anything to do with either team, get on the website and register yourself to what will be a fantastic weekend of rugby.
As we get the action back underway, ready to go here, Nathaniel Smith getting ready to feed the scrum. King Country ball at the stage as we roll down to half-time, the first half of excitement, 18-10 at the moment. Big, strong scrum by the Thames Valley forward pack.
Trinity McQueen really getting his side up, and well done by the 20-year-old prop. Yep. Trinity McQueen, good promotion of his loose head side and putting too much pressure on Dan Ross of King Country there.
Fantastic response to that scrum. You know, right on half-time, you've got a chance to put some points on the board. They had to go for the scrum, and they did. Now they've got the line out, so they'll look to build this and hopefully score and blow the scoreboard out and get it a little bit more comfortable. But great scrummaging there by the young man.
Yeah, pressure on the line out here. They'll be probably looking to drive. It's worked for them in past fixtures. But connection first and foremost. They go to the back. Good dart there by Van der Walt. Fodafili taking it down, and it looks like the hooker's got his hands on the ball at the back of the line out. Good contingency there. Has been taken down, so Bonner will want his hands on it, and he does. They go wide. Hemapo, don't know where he's pulled that from, but it has been ruled as a forward pass. And unfortunately for the Swamp Foxes, no prevail, although you've got to give it to them. They are trying some new tricks, aren't they?
Yeah, they are, but I think disappointed there, Ross. They should never have done that, gone that way. You know, should have kept the ball in hand. They went down with it. They had to do something in the back line, but the last thing you wanted to see from the fullback from Thames Valley to do is the last thing.
No, that wasn't good execution at all, but, you know, the forwards did a bit of a drive, went to ground, I believe, and I'm a bit old-fashioned, you know, we run it up, set the ruck again and then go back the blind, but it wasn't to be, and it broke down in the midfield again in a loose pass, so they have to work all over again and get this scrum, so we'll see what happens.
Just for our online viewers, if you do want to see our match day program, go onto the Thames Valley Swamp Foxes website. You can get an online version. A lot of information in there about our Centurions, about our Goldfields Day, top point scorers for the Union, President's Welcome, a lot of information in there. So get your hands on it, and yeah, then you'll know a bit more about what we're talking about here in the commentary box.
Very important scrum here for both teams. I'd like to see Thames Valley have a real crack at this one, guys. It's midfield, and if you get a turnover here, you could do some damage. Likewise for King Country. If they're in the mind, they might attack from here down the blind. You don't know what's going to happen. It's collapsed, though.
Here comes
off.
the kick. Yep.
And they're in their 22, so that'll take play about 30 metres out from the Swamp Foxes line. But that's half-time, ladies and gentlemen, and the players will go into the sheds. The people in the grandstand will go and get themselves a Coke, a beer or a pie, and we're going to sit here and chew the fat, aren't we, for a few minutes, lads?
Yeah, an interesting half. I'd be a little bit disappointed. I'm sure the coaches are going to give them the message. I like to be a fly on the wall in the changing shed, but good on King Country. They've niggled away in the point of view of their defence, and I think some of the option taking hasn't been the best. So from Thames Valley, but nevertheless, scoreline at 18-10. Thames Valley are in front, which is always great, and there's quite a crowd in here at the grandstand.
Good to see a crowd here at Boyd Park in Te Aroha. The Thames Valley boys are back in next week as well, which will be another big clash. We'll talk more about that one throughout the second half. But earlier in the piece, you'll notice too through the live stream, thanks to Ctas Live, you'll notice the jersey they're wearing as well, the special Goldfields jersey. Want to get your hand on some of those, go to the Trade Me website. All of those links are up on the Thames Valley Swamp Foxes Facebook page as well. But it's a special day to recognise those associated with the school. It's been a few years they've had that connection. Obviously the players have been there midweek as well, met with some of the students or the pupils of the Goldfield School, but they've done so much together. It's just a great support on behalf of Thames Valley towards the school of its nature to the Goldfield School. Good to see some of these staff and teachers, even their principal of the school here as well. So it's a great turnout, Scotty Day.
Yeah, it is. It's a great turnout, and I know, like Ross said before, I'd love to be a fly on the wall because the Swamp Foxes especially will be disappointed with their first half performance. They had glimpses of promise, but it went down to basic mistakes, and we have seen that in other matches so far in the season, but it's getting down to the crunch. We're in the 7th round. We've got one more game next weekend against Wanganui, like you said, Reno, and then it gets down to the Meads Cup or Lahore Cup. It is really a crunch time of the season, and Swamp Foxes will be wanting better.
Yeah, you know, you've got to build for the end of the season, and if I was coaching this team today, I'd be a little bit disappointed because they're not. The connections aren't there, and you know, it's not necessarily what we need going in, but I'll hand over to the boys to just go through the Thames Valley sponsors.
Yeah, let's get this underway as well. You know, without sponsors, really, you can't do much without them. So Thames Valley Football Union, Rugby Football Union would like to thank the following sponsors with their ongoing support: Gold Ridge Marine Farm, Murphy Buses, Bailey's, Dynasty, Subway Pyador, Agri Feeds as well, Brian Tunnicliffe Motor Group, New World Waihi, Jacob Andrew, Akarana Community Trust, Impact, Hunt's Home Kills, KMG Sports, Chaplaincy, Grassroots, Good George Brewing, Farm Source, White Line, and of course the Leeches. So the acknowledgement out to all of those who are associated with Thames Valley is just greatly appreciated. And like I say, you know, we can't do things these days without sponsors, so good to have them on board. Some of them being real strong supporters of Thames Valley for many, many years, and it's just good to have that relationship. Well, that's us. We're going to take a little break, go and stretch our little legs and get out and about and come back in the second half. So we'll be back for second half of the Bunnings Weehaw's Provincial Rugby Heartland Championship. Thames Valley Swamp Foxes, King Country Rams at halftime. It is 18-10. We'll see you back for the second half in a few minutes.
No, I don't need one.